Hi everyone, hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. I'm just going to dive into Bitcoin. Once again, thank you for your support. Big up the CoinsKid crew. We've got over 2,000 patrons, which is amazing. We've got people from all over the world in there, providing content, live streaming, everything. It's really, really good. And thank you for your support. And thank you to each and every single one of the admin team running the show as well, and providing that content for other people. Thank you. All the links to everything's on CoinsKid.com and in each and every video description. Okay, so big up the CoinsKid crew. Hope you had a really good Monday, and let's have a nice cracking Tuesday and a good week. Okay, wherever you are, just stay healthy, stay strong, and stay tuned. Yeah. So right now you can see Bitcoin's rolling over. It's coiling up. We're between the EMAs at the moment. Like I said to you, if you're between the EMAs on any time frame, you're consolidating on that time frame. Okay, so we're consolidating, waiting for a next sort of move, aren't we? Is it going to be a rollover, or are we going to get this B high? Are we looking at an A, B, C correction right here for Bitcoin? And if we do, I've given you your levels of support right here, because if you start to do something like this, come up and fail to make this high and make a lower high, you could form this kind of head and shoulders pattern. I know it looks quite rude, but it is an head and shoulders pattern, and you would see a breakdown. I think you come down to this green trend line just there, like a nice little wick down, like you got a wick down to this trend line just here. That's all. That's if you do lose support, because potentially, look, what you've got there, if you do start to come down to this low here, you would actually be putting a lower low than this. Okay, look, so you're doing some kind of A, B, and then C, corrective wave down, and it's all about this trend line here. If you do start to lose this, if you have another dump and roll in the market, if you do lose this, then you've got a whopping short opportunity right there, like I gave you on this previous head and shoulders. Do you remember this? This was a monster. You lost that level of support, boom, I gave you that. That was a massive opportunity. I think it was around about a 40% short. That was, it's huge. It came down there, met it, and bounced. So that was a fantastic opportunity back there in, when was that? That was May, yeah, I remember that. But equally, we had another head and shoulders pattern that I gave you as well. There was two that was at play here. There was two trend lines. There was this trend line that you lost. You bounced off this trend line, and you come up and hit your head on that trend line as resistance. So it's here. It was all here. It was telling you there was a correction, and I was posting it every day and putting the thumbnails. Look, you're looking at a whopping correction here, and put some cheeky bids down here on 28,800, and that was fruitful for everyone. Right there, you coiled up in a falling wedge, and you broke out, and you've met all the targets so far, bar two, the B high and the A high. Okay, which is the all-time high just here. But I do expect us to get there. I do think that what we're doing right now, potentially, we're doing something like this, where we're putting in the 1 high, the 2, the 3, the 4, and the 5, and right now we're going through an ABC. So potentially something like this. Where are we? An ABC, so something like that, A, B, C, something like that. Provide. It's all about this C load. I mean, this can be brutal. It could be like that, a little wick down and then continuation. But this can be brutal. This C wave. It's just finding it, isn't it? Some kind of false high, head and shoulders pattern or whatever. But if we come down and that's the C low, great, and we bounce off that trend line continuation. This is what we're anticipating. So with that, I think that what you're doing as well, you've got a larger wave 1. This is wave 1 complete. This is wave 2, and I think that you're looking at a wave 3 up to 107k. Where are we? Roughly around there somewhere, isn't it? This line here, the 4, and then the 5, potentially pushing us up to that 200k, something like that. Okay, this is what I'm anticipating for Bitcoin when it absolutely just goes off and melts faces and starts to go parabolic. This is what I'm looking at. Okay, pretty much similar what this cycle did when it broke out during last September, leading into October, and then it just went because of the supply shock. And this is what I say to you about Bitcoin: it will just run on its own. Okay, and alts will just get left standing. Something else to correlate with that is the Bitcoin dominance chart. Okay, I'm expecting a bounce here in the Bitcoin dominance, and you can see it's bouncing already. So it's bounced off this particular target in the breakdown of this rising wedge, which I gave you as well. So do anticipate that if Bitcoin does bounce here, coupled with the fact that we've got the the supply shock coming for Bitcoin, if Bitcoin does right now bounce off our target, look, this is the target in the Bitcoin dominance, boom, rising wedge, target met. Now the DXY has just bounced off a particular level of support there as well, which is where you're seeing crypto shit the bed. So if Bitcoin consolidates down here a little bit, we gain some of these stats against alts, and then breaks out here and starts to come up, this is where you're going to see Bitcoin lead the show. Okay, and it's going to absolutely go and melt faces, and it's going to move and break the highs, and with that you're going to see this relief for the Bitcoin dominance. It's probably going to come up to a level at some point, might even be that, and then it rolls back down, and we have that sort of end of the cycle alt season right there, a potential retest of this low. This is what I'm anticipating. Doesn't mean it has to happen, but it's something that's possible, and also equally I'll show you, I'm going to keep an eye on this every day moving forward, the DXY, because we have got this trend line right now in the DXY on the daily time time frame. I do think that once we lose this in the DXY, this is a massive signal for crypto, because you've got this left shoulder potential head, you know, which is a higher high, lower high, higher high, and if we start to rally in the DXY, this is where you're going to see crypto shit the bed again, okay? Because right now you are sort of consolidating between the EMAs on the daily, but if it starts to come up like this and starts to make a lower high, you know, roll over and loses this is a head and shoulders pattern, and this is where you're going to see this breakdown and a continuation of the bull market for crypto, okay? And it'll do something like this: lose support, boom, continuation. You're going to look at Bitcoin breaking out whenever it is, okay? Because this exact scenario happened last year just here as well. I will remind you, okay? So you had a breakdown in the DXY basically, and with that you lost a key level support just there, and this is where you went short on the DXY, and this is where, you know, your head, your left shoulder, your head, your right shoulder, you lost key level support, boom, you broke down the DXY. And with that, this is where literally, look, towards the last September, end of October, start of October, sorry, it absolutely fell to earth, and this is where Bitcoin just went on an insane run. Well, a lot of crypto did, to be honest with you. I think XRP broke out as well. A lot of projects did, you know, and this is what I'm anticipating here, okay? But to invalidate this particular structure, all we have to do is break this high. If we start to come up and break this high in the DXY, you know, you're looking at a bear market confirmation for Bitcoin and crypto, in my opinion, you know, and with that, you're going to see Bitcoin break down and roll over and lose that 28,800 low right there for Bitcoin. So yeah, this is what I'm looking at. I will remind you about this every day, okay? But right now, Bitcoin, I want to show you something that's quite interesting. It's this chart, isn't it? You know, there is something that I'm anticipating right here, okay, for Bitcoin. It is this. I'm going to show you right now. Let me get rid of this. So with this, you know, this is perfection, isn't it? This moon phase theory. Look at this. So, you know, I have covered this before. Basically, it's not 100%, but it's pretty accurate on the dumping and pumping, okay? So on your dump moon, just there, which would literally add, look at that massive dump, okay? We are expecting a pump moon on this green line, so do anticipate this might get a bit choppy, and we might see a little pump come the pump moon just there, okay? Look at this pump moon. See you later. Dump moon. This was one that didn't naturally play out, you know. This pump moon kind of play out a little bit. Another dump moon played out, dump moon played out, dump moon played out, dump moon played out, dump moon played out. You know, look at that dump moon played out halfway through the month, halfway through the cycle there between the dump and the pump moon. You know, so a dump moon, dumped, pump moon, pumped. Look at that for a pump moon. That's amazing. Okay, pump moon, pumped, pump moon, pumped, pumped moon, pumped. You know, pump moon, not necessarily dump consolidation, a pump moon there, a little bit of a pump, then a dump, so it was pretty neutral. But then look at that pump moon, literally, whew, see you later. Okay, and a little bit of a correction continued, and that dump moon was a little bit of a letdown. But you know, it's starting to come back now, isn't it? You got the pump moon come in, dump moon come in. You know, potentially we get that. Is this where we're going to see that pump, basically? You know, towards the end of September, right there. Are we going to get that pump? You know, are we going to get this ABC in here somewhere done? You know, do something like this over the next sort of week, come up a little bit and have another little dump down here, and at that point, do we get the pump and we're out of here? And that's why you see the DXY breakdown. So this is what you need to keep an eye on. Come to your charts. It's called moon phases. Look like this. I'll show you moon phases. And this was actually brought to my attention by the late adopter. Okay, so drop your moon phases in. And then I've edited mine to show like that. You've got your grower moon, which is obviously the dump moon, and then you've got your pump moon, which is obviously green. Look, you've got your green phase, and then your full moon, which is obviously the pump moon, and then the new moon, which is obviously the dump moon, like that. And that's how I set mine up. So you can see it's pretty much correlated, isn't it? If we'd open a massive short there, look at that, we'd be well in profit right now. I mean, a short on that one profit, short on that one profit, short on that one profit, short on that one profit. You know, even the pump moon. So let's just trade off this, yeah. Just this is all you need. So yeah, this is what I'm anticipating. Keep an eye on this. We keep an eye on this going forward, and right here we're expecting some kind of pump moon. You know, make a little B high, a C low, dump into this pump moon, and then pump we're out of here. You know, so it's what keep an eye on. So at the minute, yeah, you know, it is kind of gearing up, isn't it? You can see it's kind of putting a bit of a false high. Hopefully this is what I'm anticipating. This is what it needs to do, because this is healthy, and this confirms, look, this is your 1, this is your 2 with your ABC, and your 3 is going to break out, basically. You know, 3 is going to be a monster wave, just like this was. This one was a monster wave, and I do think, look how quickly this can go, okay? And this is Bitcoin. Once it gets cornered and bottoms out and starts to get really oversold, you know, and sort of retest the key level support, this is where you could break out. So this is why you got your trend lines in. You know, if you do start to lose certain key levels of support and trend lines, then do anticipate a retest of this trend line. Do you understand that? But not until you lose that, okay? People think because I'm saying it's going down there, you know, potentially going down there, that it is. It's not until you lose support. It's all a game of support and resistance in this space. Okay, so yeah, that's a little bit update for you on Bitcoin today. I'm expecting some kind of B high. I did say this to you. You know, you got A wave down, you B wave up, and then the C wave low. If we lose this low, you could have a wick down to there, real nasty dump, and then at that point have the pump with this pump moon. Okay, so let's keep an eye on this moon phase theory going forward. Hope you enjoyed that update, everyone. Thank you for your support once again. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.